There is always an outpour of emotions, views and analysis from all angles. On this space, your space, we bring these views together to harmonize them in such a way that you can understand the societal issues on ground. So join us on Your Space every Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday on Cool City Television, where we allow you to air your views on these societal matters. Remember, it's your space, your opinion, and your voice.
Hello, it's Tuesday, 25th day of April 2023, and it's Cool City and Your Space. Good evening, I am Obi Olive Sharon, and of course with me in the studio is Mr. Nwafo Joshua. Welcome to the studio.
Thank you so much.
And today, before we'll be introducing our topic, let's quickly go through this. Do we actually know that social media is way far from the reality, in the sense that you see people going through some things, and some people might be sick, some people might not be feeling fine, having one thing or the other, and then you come up to their pages, to their WhatsApp inbox, and you inbox them, hello, how are you, are you good, and all that, and people tend to answer you, yes, they are fine, whereas deep down they are way far from being fine. Okay, that aside, today we'll be talking about technology, your master or your slave. And with that, we'll be moving over to our guest to help us elaborate on this topic, technology, your master or your slave. So, Mr. Nwafo Joshua, what do you think about technology being some people's master and some people's slave?
Okay, being a master or being a slave, it's dependent on how we use them.
Yeah.
Personally, I find it difficult saying that this, like if somebody is doing something now, I find it very difficult saying that this person is doing is wrong.
Okay.
I find it very difficult because I am of the conception rather that maybe they are overdoing it and that makes it look like wrong.
Okay.
Or they are underdoing it, that makes it look like wrong. But coming clear cuts and saying this person is doing is wrong, to me it's too judgmental. So in terms of technology now, being a slave or being a master, I think we want to say we want it to be our slaves.
Yeah, okay.
We want it to do our biddings. We want to make sure it benefits us.
Yeah.
But that benefits now, when you are now benefiting so much that you now depend on it, it now looks as though you are its slave. I think that's where we should be coming from.
Yeah.
So it has its good sides, it has its bad side.
Bad side, yeah.
Dependent on what you are using it for. When students use it for their research, when pastors use it to get references, when business people use it to send them text messages, receive messages, send money, receive money, when technology helps you travel with a plane or drive a car, when it helps you make farming easier, we say it is good. Understand? But when it affects, when we become addicted to certain aspects of technology that seems bad, when children start using phones to watch things they are not expected to watch, or when adults start watching what they are not to watch and they can no longer do without them, they become addicted to them. Maybe things like pornography, things like some movies, normal movies, but some people watch it so much that they lose sight of other things that they should use their time for. They now find themselves going back and only to that particular thing. It's now a whole new ball game all together, all on its own. You understand? So being a slave or being a master, it depends on how and the way we use them. There are very meaningful things people use the internet for.
Yeah.
There are so very meaningful things. JAMB exam started today, and through technology, the exam is now computer based.
Yeah. Everything now revolves around technology.
So it's useful to the society. It's an advancement. It's a very plausible development,
Okay.
depending on where and how we channel our energies to it. But when you channel your energy to the wrong side of technology, then you might now say you're a slave to it. When you can no longer do with things that are found in that wrong side of tech,
Yeah.
you now become a slave to it. It now comes about addiction.
Addiction. Yeah.
It's relates even to those that drink alcohol. There are some people that drink to get high and do some certain tasks.
Yeah.
There are some people that can't do some certain tasks, maybe address people without even smoking, and people like that. It's a habit that came over time. There was a first drug, and maybe now there's a drug that they need to take before doing certain things. You understand? It's now like an addiction, because the normal things that others are doing without being high, he now has to go through that route to be able to do it.
Yeah.
So in terms of technology now, it matters on how we are using what to achieve a particular end.
Okay. In as much as technology is actually the main thing on today's world, are there ways this technology tends to affect us? Okay, in the sense of our friendship, in the sense of our children's life, in the sense of marriage, our thinking. What ways can you say that this technology
it's
affects?
going a long way. If everyone will narrow it down to the use of cell phones,
Yeah.
it's going a long way to affect friendships. People, you find people who they sit with others,
Yeah.
and they could barely hold a 2-minute conversation.
Yes.
They have little or nothing to say, and even when you are chatting them, you keep getting replies like yeah,
Okay.
wow, KK. You see that people are now losing basic communication skills because the phone makes it easy. Some people find it difficult to spell words when writing because with their phone there is always autocorrect to correct them. They just need to type the first 2 words and there will be suggestions. From there they can always write something meaningful. But in reality now, when you have to converse with people, when you have to prevent a speech, you find people finding it very difficult to communicate efficiently.
Yeah.
If they have to write letters, a lot of people today, unfortunately, can't actually write formal or even informal letters. Anyone. They can't really have a grip to use the correct wordings in those letters. If you ask them to write emails, they might email has its own way of autocorrect. And if they have to use a computer, they might not really be able to write it well unless they have a phone that will help them edit it. So you see that there are a lot of challenges we are facing. On the brighter side, there are a lot of things you want to do in terms of letter writing. Now, if you want to write a letter, the internet and technology could give you a blueprint of what you are expected to write. From there, you can know the steps to follow to write a very effective letter. You understand? So it has its plus. The plus is that if you want to type it, it can guide you. The minus is that the guidance might be so much that when you meet people, they might ask you to write simple things down, and you find it difficult to be able to spell them. You understand? So it has its plus and minus. And the thing that comes in between now is the ability for us to moderate it. You understand? I was talking with a friend one day. He was telling me that to him, he feels people should be able to taste every aspect of life.
Yeah.
Those good ones, those bad ones. So I told him which ones are the bad ones, and he said, for example, people think smoking, drinking alcohol, getting high, going to club are bad.
Yeah.
But he feels that there are some things that people do to not be naive, or to be so naive that maybe once in a while you smoke, maybe once in a while
you get high,
you get to club, you go out with gangs, you do this and that, you catch fun. He tells you that these things are the small pleasures life has to offer, that there is little or not so much you can actually enjoy from life than these little things you do in your spare time or with your loved ones or with your friends. You understand? That the issue is when you can no longer moderate them. The issue starts when you need to go to club every Friday or 2 times in a week, when you have to smoke every 2 hours, when you can't go a day without taking that alcohol. You understand? He says that's where the issue comes. But if you say in its entirety you are avoiding them 100%, it's like saying you will never eat sugar or salt because you are scared of diabetes. Then at the end of the day you see that you really enjoying. Is there really any food that is tasty, that is worth it, that won't contain sugar or salt or something? You understand?
Yeah.
And even avoiding all these things now, it has its own medical condition attached to it. So he was now relating it back to, without enjoying all these little pleasures of life, the adverse side is that you end up living, but you end up being alive, but not living. You understand? You now live a very, according to him, that you now live a very boring life. That imagine the people that go from, he said, from students that go from class to church to market. From class to church to market to their room. That they have 4 locations. But these guys might do very, very well in school. They might get the first class, all the A's. But he said if they are in Europe, that it's a very good thing. At least that education would have a very good impact on them. They could get a good job and become bosses of their own. But he said we live in a country where it's more important than the certificate you have or the degree you have in your correspondence. So he's saying that you now need to find a way to socialize. You now need to find a way to join people to do what they are doing. But even at doing that, moderation comes in. Because if you do it so much, if you do it so much, you lose track of those basic things like getting your education right and all that. But you have to find a way to balance it. So it's all about balancing. Even in the tech world, it's about balancing. There is you can't try to know everything in tech unless maybe you intend having a career there. But being tech savvy is very top notch. It's very important. I also recommend it should be one of the things in the educational sector. But even in that, there should be a form of moderation in not just tech, but in every area of our lives, so that we won't end up being slaves to the things that were to work for us. And it shouldn't be our masters, but we should be its masters because it serves our purpose. It gives us the answers we want when we want them. It directs us on the things we want to be directed on. It gives us, we use them to research when we have to research. If we want to transfer money, we have to use them. You understand? But the idea is that we shouldn't be so tied to them that we can't do anything without the help of our phone. You find people that can have discussions with their friends without going to their phone to check. You understand? You see that some people find it so difficult to read any book. They prefer to read it from somebody's Facebook handle, somebody's WhatsApp status. And people only post things that align with them or the way they want them. So if we keep living up to those standards, if we keep going that way without sitting back to actually make our own research, read books or go to channels on YouTube or anywhere on the internet to learn from those that are good in those fields. If we don't do that, if we keep depending on WhatsApp status, Instagram status, news on Facebook, we are short-living our intelligence. We are losing the potential of what we know that we could offer the society.
And in terms of friendship, this tech actually makes some of us less empathic. We don't feel empathy again on people. We don't have this. Most of us do feel empty. Actually, when friends to post some things, we'll be like, wow, okay, at times we even feel downgraded that we have nothing yet to achieve, whereas they're achieving this and that.
The reality is everyone, there's nobody suffering on the internet.
Everybody.
We are even advised not to post our problems on the internet. And that advice implies that we should post only your happy moments on the internet. And it's been what we have been doing for a very long time over the years. We keep posting the bright sides, and for some people that are facing the reality of life, they feel life is unfair to them. They feel things are not working their way. They feel all their friends are living
Making
the
it,
life
yes.
and making it that they are the ones that is wrong. But sometimes there's been a time I had a problem that was really troubling me, and I just went to my status and wrote, "Thank you, Jesus.
Yeah.
I'm very happy." I wrote that because I just felt I've had a bigger problem than that. And
Yes.
this one is coming out. This one will still pass. I just had to write that on my status. So like 2-3 persons were telling me, congrats, so thank God for you.
Okay.
So
Oh wow.
God knows what those guys might be
thinking, yeah.
They might go back and start saying, God wouldn't do it for her. Making
Also do it for
they might
him,
be
yeah.
tapping from
Your
something
own
else to be guilty, you understand? So this tech thing has its up and downs.
Yeah.
You should always see that 90% at least of the things, or let's say 60% of the things you see on the internet are not what they are. They seem like one, but they might be 5. Or they seem like this, or they might be that. It's not necessarily what we see that is.
That
You
it is,
understand?
yes.
All that glitters
Ah,
is
no
not
good,
gold,
yeah.
they say. So we post what we want people to see. We post how we want people to perceive us. We post what we want to portray. When somebody comes up in the morning and says, "I'm drinking wickedness," that's what they want you to see. They want you to know that they are mean, they are ruthless, they are non-tolerant. You understand? Some days they will post I'm the nicest person in the world. That's what they want you to see. You can only have a perspective of them. Your own
You know, some
perspective
people
of
will
them
actually come
will
up
have
and be
something
like,
to do
"I'm
with
feeling
them."
down, I'm sad," or they'll just write sad. It
Yeah.
takes few people to come into their inbox and be like, "What is happening?" Few people would come, the real ones will come and be like, "What is happening? Do you mind sharing?" and all those things. But the way technology is now, most people don't even have time to come and ask. Even like wahala plenty, don't already plenty everywhere.
It depends
Instead
on,
of adding to their own
depends
problem.
on
Yeah.
who is typing I'm sad.
Yeah.
It depends on the person. Sincerely speaking, being sincere, irrespective of the fact that we are on TV,
Yeah.
I've come to understand that trying to be caring to people that don't care about you is, I'm sorry, but it's useless.
Okay. Why?
It would never, if your intention is to make them care about you, they'll never care about you. People,
But you know, you don't actually care for someone just to be cared in return. It doesn't really
the
go that
reality
way.
is that we are Nigerians. Nigerians always have expectations.
Okay.
That's why I say I know we're on TV, but if we are to be sincere, it's the reality. Most times when people do things, there is a catch. When politicians go about giving arms, the catch is that they want the public to see them as good, so they need their camera there. You understand? So if you are doing it for the sincerity of doing it, you don't need to tell the public that you are doing it, even if you are a politician. If you are building a road, you build it and leave. You don't need to come and put that it's your government or you are the person
you're the
running
person in
as a
charge.
signboard. You understand? If you are helping people, you keep your camera off. But by the time you take pictures, you post, you share, that means you are expecting to gain something. What do you want to gain? You want people to see these things and know that you did it. And they should have this perception that you are a good person, you are a helper, you are a philanthropist. It sounds very well for them, you understand? So people do things most times with an intent on what they would get. It might not be so clear, but they believe they will get something from either those that are doing it for or from the larger population. You understand?
Okay.
So you can't take that away from life.
Okay. Alright. Can't take that away from life. But before we go on this break, what do you think, and what way do you think this technology actually affects children? Obviously, we've seen that it affects friendship in terms of being, we become we neglect our friends, self-centeredness and all that. How do you think it affects children?
Yeah, we are a product of the things around us as we grow.
Yeah.
It could shift the mindset of people a lot. When a child starts accessing phones at 5, 6, 7, and they keep seeing wickedness,
Cyberbullying and all that.
cyberbullying, I'm taking a chocolate, I'm drinking a glass of wickedness every morning, I'm working it hard, I'm killing, when they come in the morning and they see a video of a pop star dancing, smoking, that child in his mind, he sees that's the life.
Life, yes.
That's the life you have to live to be enjoying. So he keeps building on that. You understand? Because we grow with the things we see. But if you don't compare that child that maybe from that time he might be seeing educational things, mathematics and all that. Children usually hate maths.
Yeah.
But I believe the child that was going to be seeing videos of maths and these might
from the onset, yes, would develop that
appreciating the course. You understand? They might not go to start asking what's the benefit of X or Y. They might see that these things are there to make us think critically and fast, not actually to solve those math issues. You understand? So what we see constitutes the kind of mindsets we have. When we face a situation, we draw judgments from our experiences, the things we have seen before. That's where our advice comes from. You understand? So if from a very young age, as teenagers, very young children, we could find a way to see to it that they don't see certain things that would be stored in their mind, but they should see certain things that in the long run could potentially lead to the birth of to the growth of more societally acceptable people with societally acceptable behaviors. When a child keeps watching boxing, he wants to box. I'm not saying he shouldn't see boxing. No. He has to see boxing, but there is a limit. It's like when he's going, he sees his mom and dad fighting. There's a level you see it and they'll fight today, come back tomorrow, and if you see it like a normal thing, they're fighting, you see it like normal. It's the same way if the tech phone that he has keeps showing him things like that, you understand, he might one day want to try them out. It goes to the stealing phase, the choice of words he used, the pornographic stage, and all its likes.
They even develop this dependency
and that, they start taking advice from that source because it's intriguing, it's fun.
This is what they are reading for time.
So what do we do? I think that's why parental guidance will comes in. When the TV, I find parents that like DSTV has that parental guidance stuff where they decide the channels children can watch. There is a code you have to press that only the parents have. Without that code, you are limited to some certain things. You understand? That's just it.
Okay, that's just it. Just stay with us as we go on this week break, and when we come back, we'll kind of see how technology affects marriage and our thinking, and we'll see the possible solutions to this. Just stay with us.
In a country of over 200 million people, with its ethnic, religious, and cultural diversity, a single event generates divergent views and opinions.
I think so.
Some moderate, others extreme.
So
with expectations from the people and responsibilities of the government, there is always an outpour of emotions, views, and analysis from all angles. On this space, your space, we bring these views together to harmonize them in such a way that you can understand the societal issues on ground. So join us on Your Space every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday on Cool City Television, where we allow you to air your views on these societal matters. Remember, it's your space, your opinion, and your voice. In a country of over 200 million people, with its ethnic, religious, and cultural diversity, a single event generates divergent views and opinions. Some moderate, others extreme. With expectations from the people and responsibilities of the government, there is always an outpour of emotions, views, and analysis from all angles. On this space, your space.
Okay, welcome back from the very quick break. And before we went, we were actually looking at the way technology actually affects our friendship and how it affects the children. Okay, right now we'll be looking at how this technology affects marriage and also how it affects our thinking. All right.
Yeah, when we talk about it, this pornography thing comes to mind a lot. If
Yeah.
you are talking about the adverse sides of
it, yes.
tech. I saw this group where I think is it Rant HQ or something on Facebook.
On
the
Facebook,
other time.
okay.
I didn't really read the whole thing, but I read a very few where a lady was complaining that her man objectifies her.
Oh.
He literally sees his wife as the family thing that they had to be doing is no longer a family thing. The man just sees it like something he does to ease off stress.
Oh wow.
I also saw a lady that says she doesn't really think a man could actually satisfy her, and she thinks it's based on the kind of content she has used her phone to access.
Yes.
Understand that her expectations, that she doesn't feel a man can actually meet those expectations. You understand? Unless the man is on drugs.
Wow.
Or even if the man is on drugs, she really doubts a man can meet that. That she sincerely thinks it's a machine that could do that. You understand? So you see that there are adults of up to 40 who are still in like addicted to this pornographic thing, everything, both male and female, and it's you can't say it's not tech. It is tech. When you go to Instagram, you see video of women dancing and selling their news and everything.
Yes.
It's tech. You understand? It's tech and it's there. You understand? When you see people getting pictures or videos of other people and they use it to blackmail them, it's because there is tech.
Yeah.
If there was no tech, they can't get the video. If there was no means to spread them, if there was no internet that would publicize it in a second, they won't think of that kind of blackmail.
Yeah.
It's tech. You understand? But when you come again, you see people communicating with people. Someone in Nigeria will immediately do a video call with somebody in Germany, US. It's tech. You understand? When people are sick and they have video calls with their doctors to know how it's done,
It's still tech,
You
yeah.
understand? So there are very bright sides of tech. Very, very bright side. People have online classes. People have used tech there's AI as a technology too that could help you write letters to your boss. It literally signifies that there's no need for a secretary again. There's now a robot as a lawyer.
Many positions are actually being
struck up by the tech industry. And this lawyer knows every part of the constitution. The implication is that this lawyer will win any case because this robot lawyer will win any case because he knows every part of the constitution and he knows its meaning and its interpretation and its possible implementation. You understand? So it's very difficult for this tech barrister not to reply you or not to say what he's going to say to implicate someone or to defend his clients. You understand? And that is tech. It's a bonus to the world. There are now tech doctors who meet patients and treat them. There was a hotel I saw one time in South Africa where if you are going there with a guy or with a lady, there's a stop where you just put your complaints and I think they take blood or something. I didn't really look into it. And it gives you your test instantly for all STIs. STIs, I mean infections like the gonorrhea, HIV, and all those sexually transmissible infections.
STIs.
Yeah, it gives you your test immediately. That's medicine, but courtesy of tech. There's technology in it.
Yes.
So there are the bright sides, there are the good sides, and there are the bad sides. So it depends on how you are using them. And it's moderation. There should be a limit.
Because it seems this tech actually belittles the time couples spend together.
Yeah, you see, it makes cheating easy too. So this is just like the bad side because for every married man that will cheat or for every married woman that will cheat, it starts with collecting phone numbers. through a phone that is tech. Going on WhatsApp to chats made by the phone, the calls by the phone, that's tech in play. You understand? But there are people with that same phone that won't do that. So it boils down to discipline. It boils down to I can do and I cannot do this. It boils down to setting boundaries and not being a slave to it, but being its master and using it to achieve what you want to achieve and disposing of it when not necessary. It's just the tech master-slave relationship.
Okay. Well, tech master-slave relationship. I'll quickly see through the way it affects our thinking, our mindset, the way we go about things, our conception about things.
The average Nigerian, the decisions made by most average Nigerians, so to say, I'm sorry to say this, but our life choices, the choice of what we use, the taste of what we use, most of them are coming from what we see on our phones.
Okay.
That senator is now good to wear, that a short skirt is good to wear. It's based on the PR behind it, and this PR is pushed by the internet, by technology.
Okay.
So if people are saying you need to wear this very short skirt, you need to wear spaghetti shirt or something. If people are saying it's good, you come to WhatsApp, it's trending. You see ladies that buy things because they are trending.
Trending, yeah.
This liposuction thing now, it's a very excruciating process, and it's very, very expensive. So you not think of the pain people have to go through and the amount of millions they have to put in just to get a certain size of their body, a certain part of their body to be increased or to be adjusted or reduced to a certain shape, because they came to the internet and people are saying this is the D shape, this is how it has to be. You understand? So before technology, ideas like this might have been there, but its acceptance won't be so much because you have to listen to it from people telling you. But now when you have to come to the internet and it's everywhere,
you don't need
it's now like what you have to do. And if you're not doing it, you are the odd person, and we don't like to be at the odd side of life.
Okay, we don't like to be at the odd side of life. Well, are there possible solutions to these tech issues? How do we go about this?
These are people's businesses. Somebody owns WhatsApp, he wants you to use it very well. Somebody owns TikTok, he wants you to use it very well. Somebody's behind the AI that is out, he needs you to use it, so you make money.
Okay.
MTN is a business owned by people. They need you to use it very much, so you can pay them.
And they'll make
people
money.
Are selling phones. You understand? The pornographic industry is there because people are acting actively 247. They need people to be there. So there is little amount the government can do. The government can't stop those people because they get kickbacks, they get taxes from them for government to function properly. So they can't stop them.
Well, aside the government, we individuals, how do we go about it?
To find a way to stop them, to find a way to restrict yourself. When people feel they are addicted to smoking, maybe weed, there's a room they go to. I think I'm forgetting the name.
Okay.
They go there to isolate themselves. Rehab.
They
go to a rehab home. Rehab center to isolate themselves, to find a way to stay with people that are facing the same problem who want to stop. I'm not saying that those that think they are using their phones or internet for the wrong things, I'm not saying they should go and look for rehab for phone. But it starts with people seeing that maybe I'm doing this too much, maybe I'm using this too much and I should stop. Or maybe I'm using this thing but I'm going to the places I don't have to be going to, or there are places I have to reduce how I visit. I should channel that energy to another place in that same tech.
Okay, we are actually at the end of this program, and from what we've heard, there are possible solutions to this tech problem on us, on our friendship, on our children, on our marriage, on our thinking. We we can actually first of all start prioritizing things, the way we do things, minimizing the time we spend on these technologies, our phones, our social media. We can actually minimize the time spent and try as much as possible as we can to convert that time on something else, something that will bring out a positive result. Okay, we'll be saying thank you for joining us on this very program, and remember, it's your space on Cool City Television. Do join us same time every Tuesday and every Thursday on Cool City Television. Bye.
In a country of over 200 million people,